Furiosa, the latest addition to the Mad Max saga. Should you see it? I'm glad you asked. Let's jump straight into it like a pool on a hot summer day. This movie is worth seeing, especially if you've seen any other of the Mad Maxes, especially the last one that preceded this one. You definitely want to see this movie. Comparing the two, the last one had way more action. It was a lot of action, but they didn't do character development as well. It wasn't as well written, didn't have as many twists and turns as this one. This one is way better than the last one. So if you like the last one, you're going to love this one. If you suffered through the last one and you watched the last one and you said, I didn't really like this movie, then this is where you're going to get your money's worth. This is where it's going to all come together if you go back and see this one. This is actually one of the best prequels I've ever seen. Sometimes they mess up when they're doing prequels, or sometimes they mess up when they keep trying to make too many movies of a saga, too many movies that fall in line with the same script. But this one right here is definitely worth it. They follow young Furiosa, where she's from, her people, how she got to where she is. The young Furiosa reminds me of Alyssa Milano, and then throughout this movie, she morphs into the one that was played in the last movie by Charlize Theron. It's the typical bad kid doing too much, getting into things that causes a lot of drama. But in the end, that's the only thing that's typical. Again, a lot of twists and turns. If you're going off the previews like I was, they did a great job with the previews of not really revealing what this movie is going to be. It's like, oh, the previews, they're leading you into one thing, like this movie is going to be about this. Then bam, it's way better than the previews. And the previews are enjoyable. This movie, compared to the one that preceded it, not as much action. The last movie was mostly all action, no character development. This one right here, next level with it. And one of the best things about this movie right here is really two bad guys. There's really not a good person in it. They're following Furiosa's life, and then you have two bad sides going against each other. So you don't know who to root for. You know who's going to outlast the other one just because you've seen the next movie, but you don't know who to root for. You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know how she's going to lose her arm. There is so much great things in this movie. 3 key things that I took from it was teamwork. How you can succeed with teamwork. Number 2, poor leadership. Poor leadership can sink even the best ships. No Titanic. And resilience. What happens when you are resilient? Furiosa is very resilient. She has some things that's in her DNA that you see from the start of the movie to the end of the movie. Sometimes it can get you in trouble. Sometimes it can get you out of trouble.
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
All of that said, definitely go check out this movie. If you're cheap, go see it on the matinee. If you can wait, you can stream it at home, but you want to watch this movie, this is one of the best movies out of the saga so far. So you don't want to miss this one, especially like I said, if you watch the last one, it ties a lot of things together, brings a lot of things to light. A great thing about this movie, if you haven't seen the last one, then you can watch this one first because it's a prequel. So you can watch this one first. You can get a lot of great written stories in it, and then you can go into the one that's mostly action. This is a great movie. They did a great job with it. I was well pleased. No complaints, no major complaints. Of course, they'll do some things in movies like, make you scratch your head, or is that even possible, or that was weird, or that didn't make sense. All in all, though, you're gonna get your money's worth or your time worth if you watch this movie. Thank you for watching the More Substance movie review. Until the next one, be blessed.